Bam, it's that time to answer your questions. It's hashtag Ask Zack, where I answer the questions that you guys have. If you guys have questions, all you have to do is comment below or head on over to startwithhatch.com/ask, where you get to ask your question and I see it and I answer it. So today we have a question from James Vanderpool. He's a realtor at vanderpoolrealestate.com. You guys can learn about all about him and his company at vanderpoolrealestate.com. We'll have all this in the description in the show notes. He wants to know, how can I market my real estate business through content? Great question, James. The first thing I would do is really understand what you're already doing. Oftentimes people have something that's working really well and they want this new shiny thing instead. I think that's a bad idea, because the hardest thing in business, the hardest thing in marketing is finding out that thing that works, and you might already have it. And all you need to do is actually just throw more dollars at that. So first, take an inventory of what you're currently doing or what you've done in the past and see if some of them are actually working. Again, oftentimes we do have something that's working. We just haven't put a lot of attention and money towards it, and we think it's not working. And so really understanding if your strategies that you're doing currently are or are not working. And then think about this. So when we're marketing, a lot of times we're doing this thing once, and it's never seen again, or it's not searchable. And so think about it from this. Let's say you do a Facebook Live video and your description or your headline for it is poor. It's not really that searchable. So I think the content that you're pushing out on Facebook Live or anywhere could be important, but the copy associated with that is really, really important so that it can be searchable. And so if you're doing a video on Instagram, I know he said in his videos, in his question, he's trying to improve his Instagram. That's great. But you want to make sure that you're driving people back towards the content that is searchable. James wants to make sure that he is, when people have questions about real estate, the person that people think about. And that's why you should do videos like, maybe start an Ask James as well. But you want to make sure that whatever you're doing on social medias can then also be tracked and searchable at a later time, so that you're building up that kind of special sauce on the back end of the search engines. So be thinking about ways that you can take the video that you're doing and then go to vanderpoolrealestate.com/this blog post, and then take that same concept from video form and put it in copy form. You could still even embed the video. That doesn't matter. But what you want to make sure is that the way that the Googles and the Bings of the world, they're scraping copy. They're scraping what the text of what you're doing is saying. So they can't read your video and understand that it's saying all this great information. So you have to tell it what you're saying. So keep doing those social media videos, those images, but then also make sure that whatever you're doing that has amazing concepts and content behind it, you're also then taking the copy, the text, the words out of that and putting that on something searchable like a blog post, so that you can get that later. And also make sure that you're using the keywords that these people are searching for. So James lives in Virginia, maybe it's best realtors in Virginia, and make sure that a lot of your copy is associated with winning those keywords, basically. Another thing you want to do is create a content calendar. So when I worked in news, they knew that these stories always needed to go out at a certain time. It's the same for blog content. It's the same for content in general. With Hatch, we have a content calendar as well. It's saying that I'm going to go on Facebook Live at this point. I'm going to do this. We're going to post this on Twitter at this point. The same concept. Know when and what you're going to post and where you're going to post it, and to put on a calendar and follow that religiously. Also, it allows you kind of to understand what you need to be doing. And if you need to change things, if something's working more, maybe you realize that a Facebook Live video to then push that to a blog post is working really well, then you want to start doing more of that and less of the things that aren't working. But the key is always this. Remember to create content that is forever searchable, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that people can find you over and over again. James, I hope this helps. If you guys have questions, all you have to do is go to startwithhatch.com/ask and ask away. Back to it.